Elder abuse is so often invisible and very difficult to address. Here to talk about this, Graham Webb, the Executive Director for the Advocacy Centre for the Elderly, and also Detective Ian Coddy of the Hamilton Police Crimes Against Seniors Unit. Graham, we begin with you. How prevalent is elder abuse now in Canada?
Well, there have been many studies of elder abuse, and the incidence reports go from anywhere from 25% to 40% of older adults and higher. We think that elder abuse is often underreported due to various barriers to reporting, but we know that it's a widespread problem.
And what are the issues that we're talking about? What constitutes elder abuse, Detective Coddy?
Elder abuse extends from physical abuse, sexual abuse, neglect, emotional abuse, psychological abuse. It encompasses a wide variety of different things.
Why is this happening, Graham? You know, you think about baby boomers who are this next generation moving into their elderly golden years, and they're 9 million strong in this country. Why is it happening more often than ever?
I don't know that the proportions are any higher than they were before. One important form of abuse is also financial abuse. Yeah. And we're seeing large intergenerational wealth transfers. And most of the abuse centers around persons in a position of trust or authority. If a financial crime is committed on an older adult, that older adult may have lost their income earning capacity. And so they may have lost the ability to replace that income or assets. And it may represent a total loss of the older adult's life savings, even most devastatingly, the ability to pay for their own funeral expenses. Wow. And also with emotional abuse. Often the most important thing that an older adult has in his or her life are their relationships. And sometimes abusers will interfere with the relationship between an older adult and his or her grandchildren or children. And these are very harmful indeed.
What would you think would be a sign that somebody was struggling with or a victim of elder abuse?
It depends upon the abuse. If you're seeing, in terms of physical abuse, if you're seeing, starting to see bruises showing up, a lot of bruises, or a person's constantly covered up, if they're constantly sore, there's certain red flags of things to be aware of. When you're looking at financial abuse, if you're all of a sudden realizing that bills aren't getting paid and somebody's in charge of paying those bills, that's also a red flag.
Often when we talk about domestic abuse, it's difficult because the person who does the reporting, the victim, often puts himself or herself in jeopardy. And Graham, briefly, your thoughts on how we move forward and ahead of this?
Well, I think the opposite of abuse is empowerment. We want the older adult to be able to take control of his or her own life. We want them to be able to access the resources they need to be less dependent or not dependent on an abuser in the sense of income, transportation, banking, personal care, all those things.
Crime Stoppers as well is a valuable tool.
Absolutely.
All right. I thank you both for being here.